Whoa. Okay, we are on. Welcome everybody to the Dr. Simonds Metabolics and Weight Loss. Ask Me Anything live Facebook show. We do these on every other Monday. We're open.
Yes.
This is Michelle. I'm Dr. Simonds. This is Michelle Kennedy, nurse practitioner.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday.
We're live. And we have another $25 Target gift card. Michelle.
Yes. So we've been doing this the past several shows.
Yeah.
And some lucky winners have gotten $25 to Target, and someone will again today. So what we ask you to do is two things. We need you to like this video, and then we need you to write in the comments section, #SimonsAMA. So like the video, #SimonsAMA.
Yes, and then another giveaway. I just came up with this at the last minute. It's a good one too. If you'll like us and write hashtag Simonds CBD in the comments section, I've got some body lotion, some body butter, some Defend salve, and I'll even throw in one of our CBD rest tinctures with that. So it's a package of CBD stuff worth over $200. It's really, really good stuff. It's made right out here in the Research Triangle Park, headquarters of Root Bioscience, and their brand is Naternal. It is excellent, excellent stuff. And again, in the comments section, #Simonds CBD. Okay, so we got two things to give away.
Very exciting.
We appreciate everyone's attendance today.
Yeah. Hi, Denise.
That's right.
Hi, Kathy.
That's
Hi,
right.
Kelly. Thank you for joining us. Happy Monday to you too.
That's right.
Happy you're here.
Got a good list of questions today.
As always. Yeah. And if you want your question answered, you can always put it in the comment section, or if you think of it after, you can submit it and we will cover it on the next show in a couple of weeks.
So let's start with Risa.
Yeah.
Risa. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Risa?
I'm sorry. I don't know either.
Risa.
Risa. It's a beautiful name.
Yes.
I just wish I knew exactly how you pronounce it. But
anyway.
From Carrie, she's asking, ZINC has been in the news a lot lately. What does it really do? And what do you recommend? ZINC has been in the
it has been in the news.
And we talked about it some.
I mean, zinc is real important to a whole lot of things in your body, but the reason it has been in the news is because of the quote coronavirus pandemic, unquote. You know, I'm not sure it qualifies in the United States right now as a pandemic given the numbers. That's why I say that. It may be just an epidemic at this point, but because the numbers have gone way down. But zinc is key. It's key. So the reason this got in the news is that this family of viruses has been around and
called the coronavirus.
That's correct, right?
The common cold is a coronavirus.
Back during SARS and MERS, there was some pretty good animal research done on this, and the determination was the way these viruses work, they get inside your cells, and that's where they take over the machinery and replicate themselves. And the thing that came out of that research was that there's something that stops that replication cold, and that is zinc. Okay. And so this is a really important concept. And I wish, when you turned on the television news, rather than the, oh my God, the world's going to end stories that just took over the news media, it seems like for the last year and a half, that they would have said, oh my God, the world doesn't have to end. Here's some action you can take. Okay. Zinc makes a difference. And what I would say about that is that zinc is as a charged ion, and your cell membranes, it's hard for that zinc to get across and inside the cell where it can stop the replication, right? And when I say, I'll just back up a step. This replication is really important in the first few days that you contract the virus, right? So, because once you get to about day 5, you get out of this replication phase, the virus is at astronomical levels in your body, and then the inflammation stuff starts. So this is really important in that first few days. but it's got to have a transporter to get across that cell membrane. Okay, so there's something you can buy off of Amazon, off of Amazon doesn't pay me, by the way, and vitamin stores. Is the and it's in high demand because of what I'm about to say here. But the transporter is a natural thing called, I say quercetin, Quercetin. Other people will say quercetin. And 250 to 500 milligrams a day of the quercetin. And the zinc is that you need about 50 milligrams of elemental zinc a day. And that, so there's different forms of zinc, and you'll have to look up, hey, what's my form? How much elemental? I don't know if you've got a favorite. I have to look it up. And I hear different things, such and such is superior to such and such. The bottom line is you need 50 milligrams of elemental.
Yeah, as long as it's elemental, I think it's fine. And it can come in much higher doses, but 50 is really all you need.
That's right. Yeah. And if I think this is really important that, I'm going to say two other things here. It's really important that this is something you can be taking as a daily thing now. And you hear about these cases of people infected with the virus who never had any symptoms. I'm convinced that there's a lot of them are like this. They have the adequate amount of zinc. The zinc can get transported across the cell membrane, and so they can be infected and really never have any symptoms because the virus can't set up shop and do its stuff appropriately. This is a good strategy because look, just because there's a vaccination out doesn't mean that we're not going to have variants that come along that will outsmart this vaccination. So this is a good longer-term strategy, in my opinion, and it probably will really help with other viral illnesses, colds, influenza, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. The other transporter, I hope this doesn't get me censored, taken down, or anything, but the other transporter is hydroxychloroquine. It's a prescription medication that's been in use for a long time and over 60 years. And things got, as some of you know, got political about this. This is the most dismaying thing to me. This should never happen in medicine. Okay, we shouldn't bring politics into medicine. It either works or it doesn't work. And the bottom line is hydroxychloroquine works in that first few days with zinc. And it's a safe thing to do, but you have to have a prescription from your doctor that quercetin, you don't. You just get it yourself. Now you know. Okay, so So anyway, this will be important going forward. And the one other thing, Michelle, and I think you're all over this, is vitamin D.
Yes, vitamin D3.
Yeah, so I've been talking about the quercetin, the zinc, and the vitamin D3. If you want to prevent bad outcomes with this virus, this is something you can take action on. You need your vitamin D level definitely over 50,000. Okay. Yeah. And so we sell vitamin D3 here, and at 5,000 units, that would be a great daily supplement to take. If it's also, maybe a good idea as we get into the fall to have that level checked and make sure you're over 50,000, because your chance of getting in trouble taking the zinc, the quercetin, and the vitamin D3, telling you your chance of getting in trouble with this virus go way, way, way down.
Yes.
Okay. And I really wonder, if the entire nation had been doing this, how many deaths we really would have ever had from this virus. It would have been a lot less, is my suspicion.
Right. And that goes back to just in general, how there would be less disease if we focused a lot more on preventative health.
Yes.
And getting and keeping people healthy at a healthy weight with adequate vitamin and mineral levels in their body, nutritionally dense, eating plans. So that's also kind of where we come in. And these supplements are very, very important, including zinc and vitamin D3. But you also have to have that in a context of a healthy lifestyle and able to manage a healthy weight and fitness level and sleep and stress management schedule.
All this stuff matters, right?
It all matters. Yeah. So thank you for that question. That's a great question.
All right. Yes.
Yes. Welcome again. We're doing the Ask Me Anything on our every other Monday schedule. We're answering your questions about weight loss and anything related to health, because that's what we do. We don't just answer questions about how do I lose weight. It's how do I feel good? How do I get healthy? How do I stay healthy? How do I get my blood pressure down? I mean, it's all related, all related.
All right. We have entries.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly, Kathy,
Denise, Charlie, and Musa.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I just saw Susie as well.
And Susie.
And Lauren.
That's right.
Thank you so much for all of
$25 Target gift card. You gotta like the video in the comment section, hashtag Simonds AMA.
Exactly.
If you want the CBD products, we got a CBD package. It's a good package. In the comment section, hashtag away.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yes.
And
What are the benefits of it wrong? What should I be careful of?
Yes. A real Melissa, is it's not going to hurt your metabolic rate. Not intermittent fasting won't, and we know this now. And so
we're familiar with is the 18-6 or the 16-8, and that refers to the number of hours that you're not eating followed by the number of hours that you are eating. So if it's a 16-8, you're not eating for 16 hours. 8 of those, ideally, you are asleep, because it's usually from the last meal the previous day to the first meal the following day. But that is just one type of intermittent fasted or restricted feeding window. That's not the only way to do IF. And I think
you think of 16-8 is skipping breakfast.
Right.
That's essentially.
For a lot of people, it's not eating too late at night and then not having breakfast in the morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep it kind of simple there.
Exactly.
And you think about it like that, it's like, okay, that's kind of doable.
Right. A lot of people accidentally intermittent. They come in, they're like, I've been doing this for years. But the health benefits are profound, and because in our practice, people are not only trying to gain health, but they're also trying to lose excess body fat and weight. It serves both purposes, which is pretty fantastic. Now, as far as the being careful of, I think that is also a really good question. What we still will recommend is when you do feed, when you do eat, that you're getting adequate protein, some healthy fiber, healthy fats. So it's not necessarily fast so that you can just indulge, eat, and kind of choose whatever during your feeding window. Some people will advertise it as that, like, I can eat whatever I want because I only eat 6 hours a day. From a health standpoint, we know that even though there are benefits of fasting, there are greater benefits when you pair fasting with a healthy eating plan, including high protein, getting refined sugar and refined flour and grains out. So it is important to still be careful that when you eat, you've got to eat healthy.
Yeah, don't end the fast just by eating a bunch of cake.
And you won't feel well probably if you do that.
That's right. That's right.
So thank you for that question. I think that's a wide topic, and I'll throw out, I have a book and someone I recommend, I know Dr. Simonds has recommended, Dr. Jason Fung, Fung. He has a lot of information on YouTube, and he has books, and
it's not a hard guy to find.
No, he's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
And even though
he's the real deal.
He's the real deal. He's recent, and a lot of this media coverage is recent. Keep in mind, just like the ketogenic diet, fasting has been around since humanity has been around.
Correct.
Right? In our caveman ancestors, when they had a opportunity to harvest or to get a kill, to eat an animal or animal products, they feasted. And then if they weren't able to, they fasted. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
So I think that covers the fasting. Unless you want to throw anything else in.
No, I think that just about does the trick.
All right.
So Frankie from Durham.
Frankie, does carbonation aid or hinder weight loss? Interesting. Carbonation.
Yeah. So I've often wondered, I don't think this is something that we've given much study to.
I don't think so.
So it's hard to say.
Great topic.
Yeah. One of the things I do, it's kind of interesting, Frankie, that you asked this question. It may be the kind of thing where you have to test it on yourself, but I buy seltzer water and or club soda. And it used to be that I would have a drink in the evening and I would put some liquor in club soda and a lime, for example. Now, if I do it, I just have the club soda and the lime. But it seems that it's like when I'm really good on my diet, my weight should be down the next morning. When I do the club soda and the lime, it's not down the next morning. So I don't do it as often just because of that. It doesn't necessarily go up; it just doesn't go down. So I don't know if it plays a role or not.
No.
I'm unable to give you an authoritative answer to that. I think I would try it on yourself.
Yeah, that's an interesting anecdote. Yeah, and I will say, some patients. It might depend on the carbonated beverage. If you're just drinking tons of diet soda all day long, that may hinder your weight loss. But let's say
it's got other things in there.
Right. It's not just carbonated water. There's other things. But then other people really need something to replace a regular soda, and they don't want it to be diet soda. So doing something like LaCroix or the Bubbly brand, which are becoming much more popular, these seltzers that don't have any sweetener.
That's right.
Fake or natural or actual sugar sweetener. They do have a hint of flavor. Some people find that it gives them something to taste, the fizz to feel on their mouth, and it can replace a snack or replace something that would otherwise have calories or sugar. So I think it's really good to experiment. I think that's really interesting what you had said. The club soda.
I think, if you're weighing first thing in the morning, you'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know.
This is one of those self-experimentation things, which a lot of things unfortunately are. There can be data. A lot of times you're the only individual in your experience. So N=1 experiment. You have to figure it out on how it works for you, because everyone's different. But let us know, Frankie, if you try it. We'd love to find out what it does for you.
So Selena from Fayetteville, how much water should I really be drinking? This kind of ties into what we were saying.
Yeah.
If I add flavor enhancers, does it still count as water? Yes.
Yeah.
It does. It counts. It definitely counts. I like people to get a minimum of 60 ounces a day. There is such a thing as water intoxication, but it really takes about 400 or 500 ounces a day.
That's a lot. So a gallon, just for reference, has 128 ounces.
Yeah,
half a gallon is 64 ounces.
That's right.
I'm not a big proponent of the gallon a day challenge or those huge jugs. I do like the idea of having something that you see, that getting through the day where you should be at. So it's almost like a timeline. By 9, you should have drink this much, and by 12, this much. And there should be a cutoff point, because getting up and disrupting your sleep to use the restroom because you drank too much water late in the day is not good for a lot of things either, because sleep is so important. I usually, especially in our practice, when we're using medications that may be a bit more drying, such as phentermine, where you have a little bit more dry mouth or can be a bit more constipation, I usually tell folks 60 minimum, 80 probably a good thing to shoot for, but it depends where you're starting from. If someone comes in and says, I hate water, I don't drink any, well, maybe we're going to aim for 16 ounces that day. We have to meet you where you are. So you have to set realistic expectations. It doesn't need to be a gallon, but if you're at 40, maybe do try to get to 16. If you're at 60 and you want to try to get to 80, I think that's absolutely fine. And we do recommend the flavor enhancers. Things like Crystal Light, as long as it's sugar-free, and you can squirt it in there and give it flavor. They even have electrolyte ones like the Propel and Powerade. I think they have little squeezies you can put in.
That's correct.
And speaking of electrolytes, a lot of times the water intoxication is because you over dilute your electrolytes, like sodium, potassium, magnesium. So that's what ends up getting you in trouble. So some folks, when they drink a lot of water, but they're avoiding salt, when we're doing a healthy, lower carbohydrate eating plan, we need those electrolytes. We don't need to be avoiding them. So if you prefer something like Propel or Powerade, or even putting a little bit of pink salt in your water to get the electrolytes, that can help you feel better hydrated and avoid things like muscle cramps and constipation and headaches and fatigue.
That's correct. Bingo.
Good question. Let's move on to Daniel from Raleigh. What fruits are allowed and what should be avoided on keto? And what stage can you have more fruits included? I say pretty much berries are your friend. When you're at the very beginning, 20 grams or less, if you're doing like the induction phase, you probably just want to keep those out entirely. But it's going to depend on the weight loss. A lot of people can lose weight under 50 grams.
That's correct.
Carbohydrates.
Yes,
that's
right.
And in which case,
and there's other factors. I mean, let's say you're exercising regularly. Well, that that really is going to allow you to have more carbohydrate and still be in ketosis and lose weight versus someone who doesn't exercise.
Right.
So it's if you're the bottom line, Daniel, is if you're testing your ketones, you'll know the answer to this question. Okay, it goes back to that N of 1 concept. Okay, I've known people that at 75 grams of carbohydrate, 80 grams of carbohydrate are able to lose weight fine. But usually they're the kind of people who are 5 times a week doing some form of exercise, and the kind of carbohydrate matters. I mean, just spooning sugar into your mouth is going to get you out of ketosis because it. But if you have the berries, for example, okay, and let's say you had 2 or 3 cups of berries total throughout the day, you're going to reach that 75 gram mark if you have some vegetables and other things in there. But those don't rapidly absorb.
Right.
And so you don't get this huge spike in your blood sugar and the huge spike in the insulin level. And it's the huge spike in the insulin level that keeps you out of ketosis. Okay. And that's what you're trying to avoid. So, if you put some berries, for example, on a piece of cardboard and eat it, now it's really going to absorb slow. Right?
Don't do that. We're not recommending that.
So, but think of that concept, you see. This is, by the way, why our ancestors, see, they could eat grain and they would still be in ketosis. It was genetically different, but one of the things that they couldn't refine it. So their bread was much more like a piece of cardboard. This is why I kind of always say this. And it absorbed really, really slow. Okay. I mean, you wouldn't be able to sell much of this stuff in the store today because people can go over for the softer stuff. Who wants to chew something really hard and difficult to chew when they can get the soft bread, right? So this soft bread business is something that is like the spooning the sugar. This is going to get you out of ketosis a lot quicker. So the berries, sometimes the sour apples might be another thing. Those Granny Smith apples. There's not a lot of sugar in either one of those, and the fiber and stuff prevents the absorption really fast. So I would say that if you're trying to get under 20, skip it altogether. If you're over 20, I'd test your ketones, and as long I think we're back. Yeah.
There we are. Sorry
back.
About that.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah. So I will say, we're in the Raleigh location on Falls and News, and last week they were doing a bunch of construction out here on some of the lines. So I don't know if that's related at all, but we're working. I'm sorry for everyone.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm going through
technical difficulty. Even happens on the space shuttle. So it's not just unique to us, right?
So we were talking about fruit. Not sure if some of that got cut out. Talking about fruit on keto. Berries are good. The more tart apples are going to be okay. Some people find the tart grapefruit works all right. The other thing I talk about too is some people say, but I want different fruit than that. And I say, well, I think the quantity is going to matter. So like a half a banana or a quarter banana versus a whole big old banana, and eating it in the context of a meal that also has, or a snack that also has protein and fiber. Maybe some healthy fat. And again, that goes back to when you eat something more refined or you eat something that's high in carbohydrate by itself, the blood sugar is going to go up very quickly.
That's right.
And then it's going to drop. And that's when we have cravings and hunger and issues controlling our weight. So the consumption with something like cheese or full fat Greek yogurt or some nuts or on a salad, it's going to be more of a slow, low rise of blood sugar. and there's not going to be as much of a crash off of it. So that's also important to remember too.
That is exactly
right. I say fruit is like a condiment. And don't have watermelon for dinner, even though in this state, I think a lot of people, when it comes into season, that can happen. It can be delicious, and people love their watermelon here, I know, but have it as a light dessert right after dinner or with your dinner instead.
All right. So Joanne from Raleigh wants to know the signs of high blood sugar. When should you be tested for diabetes, and do you test for it? So, Joanne, if you have diabetes, the classic thing that they teach you in medical school is you urinate a lot, you drink a lot, and you're always hungry. Okay. By the time it's at that point, the horse is out of the barn and running wild.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to catch it before that. And this is why testing is important. Okay. Because it's a spectrum. It starts way before that. That's like having the whole forest on fire. We want to catch it when someone's lighting the match, right? And so I think the thing is, if you're getting an annual physical, okay, there should be a fasting blood sugar in your blood work. That's a simple, easy test to do, and that's going to kind of tell you where you should be. That number should be under 99, okay, and it'd be nice if it was significantly under 99. If it's 98, 99, that tells me you're about to go into the abnormal place, and that you're becoming insulin resistant, right?
Right.
And so we have a lot of patients like this, and we got to steer them away from carbohydrates, okay, and get them on proteins, fats, and vegetables to correct this. There's another test that you run called the hemoglobin A1C, and we order these things. The answer is we don't do them here in the office, but we order these things. We can order them for you. It's not a big deal. Okay, but the hemoglobin A1C gives you an idea of what your blood sugar control was like over the last 90 days. Okay, and so anyway, you want to be under 5.7 on that. Significantly under 5.7 would be good. Once you pass over 5.7, you're kind of into it. We use these terms like pre-diabetes and diabetes. It's all diabetes. At that point, you're losing your ability to control your blood sugar. So it doesn't matter what name you call it. That to me is diabetes. So this is a problem that we do with a dinner fork in our hand. So we bring it upon ourselves, and it's carbohydrate intoxication. So we just got to bring that back under control. That's why we teach low carb diets around here, because not only will it fix your weight, it's going to fix this problem too.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're not going to necessarily feel blood sugar rising until it gets to the point where damage has already been done, is being done. So testing is important, and something we could do, or your primary can do if you ask for regular blood work. So just for information, we lost our signal during the fasting question. Apologize for that. We're going to add our answer to the full show notes, which we do after every episode. So make sure to check your email, and then during the
fruit question.
During the fruit question, we lost it as well. So all of that will be
all the show notes will be there.
The show notes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So sorry about that.
Yes.
Oh, we have winners for our 2 giveaways.
Yeah,
We're going to start with Target.
The Target gift card. It's Lauren Macon Hunt.
Go,
Congratulations, Lauren. You're the
25
winner.
To Target.
And then my buddy Charlie Sandora.
Got that
CBD
package.
winner. Yeah, man. Great, Charlie. I'm glad you're on this thing. And Charlie's one of my buddies, and I want to get him on the golf course sometime. He's a great fella. He's lost a bunch of weight doing a low carb diet, and he's serious about it. So he's real serious about it. And I'm really impressed with his progress. And we're going to hook him up with a CBD package of goodies. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thanks for attending, Charlie. It's great.
Thank you everyone for attending. Thanks for watching us. Really appreciate it. Remember to share this video, submit your questions before next time. Go to simonsmetabolics.com for more videos, blogs, all the good stuff. Both offices are open for appointments, so give us a call. And we will be back in 2 weeks.
That's right. We will. So have a happy 4th, everybody.
Yes, happy 4th.
And we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Have a great week.